Hi everyone, and welcome to the Man United agenda. And we are back, and it is transfer update. And the rumours surrounding at the moment is Manchester United have reached a full agreement with Barcelona over the signing of De Jong. Welcome. Hello guys, and we are back, and the rumor is out of control at the moment, to be honest with you. Good news is the rumor is Frenkie de Jong is almost at Manchester United, but there's still quite a lot to go on with it. It could drag out until the last day of the transfer window. Also, we got Martinez. The rumor is Martinez is very close to signing for Manchester United and Christian Eriksen as well. So, guys, welcome to the Man United agenda. If you yet have not hit that like, share, or subscribe button, please do. I am joined by Rebel. How are we doing, sir?
Well, I'm on my lunch break, and I'll be honest with you, I've been looking at these messages coming through all day, and I'm kind of going, come on, get to the show, get to the show time, get to the show time. And there's just been too much, and we had to come on at lunchtime and bang this one out because, my word, what a day this could end up being.
Exactly. And OMONDI, I know again, I think everyone's at work today apart from me.
I just said to the boss, I'm going out, Man United agenda's calling, and the boss said to me, don't worry, I know it's important, you go and do what you need to do. This is the main news coming out right now, and that's the way I'm at. I'm sat in the car, and I got the call, from you guys, and I'm on it. That's how we react out here. We're just proactive, a bit like Ten Hag's football.
Absolutely brilliant, guys. And as I said, guys, welcome to the channel. So let's kickstart the show. I'm going to go through a bit of quotes on here. So Manchester United have reached an agreement with Barcelona over the transfer of De Jong, according to Romano. The package is worth 85 million, an agreement fee of 75 million, with the rest to come in as add-on. But the rumor is Frenkie de Jong wants to stay. So there's different reports on this about, obviously, Man United have done the deal, an agreement, but then the player wants to stay. But then there's rumors circulating that de Jong is in constant contact with Ten Hag. So Rebel, with this, obviously, he's the main priority of Manchester United signing this season, the main one. And for me now, you can see a bit more clarity than before. So do you still believe when this deal will get done? Do you think it will be towards the end of the transfer market, or do you reckon this deal is imminent now?
Well, looking at this saga, obviously we've been talking about this till we were blue in the face over the last number of weeks because it has been quite a prevalent story within the media. The fact that Barcelona have put an official statement based on what I'm reading there that Romano has been tweeting about on the value of the deal tells that they want this in endgame, regardless of what way it goes. And according to other reports, there's a writer for the Times, he said, told Man United that Frenkie de Jong is going to happen. Player was not able to put in a transfer request because he would forego the wages owed to him by Barcelona. As reported before, the club did offer to pay some 3.5 million, and he asked would he leave the rest of the 17 million that's believed to be owed to him behind him. Barcelona were completely aware of how much Manchester United needed De Jong, and therefore were happy for them to cover most of the deferred wages, and the ball was firmly in the court if they played out in public so much. So basically what they've been doing is, as we said, Mr. Laporte, he's a shrewd operator. He wanted the best possible outcome for his club. And looking at the transfer activity of Barcelona in the last couple of days, they confirmed Rafinha. And today they managed to get Ousmane Dembele back on side on a 2-year contract. So clearly they need to make inroads into readdressing the balance. So they're also now kind of saying, right, this is going to end game. United put on the deadline yesterday. We're now saying the fee is agreed. Ball is over to you, Frankie. And maybe Manchester United might have to swallow a few more millions in order to help Barcelona bridge the gap. Whether or not that's a good business idea, that is another question entirely.
Yeah, and again, we're going to go to Monday. Monday, like the saga now, it's almost coming to an end. Rebel just said about the money that Barcelona owed De Jong. I, for me, I don't know what your thoughts are with it, but could you believe this is what's taken so long to get this deal over the line?
I totally agree with what Rebel just sourced there. That information, I think, what was said there is where I'm at, what I think about it, and I kind of look at it like we're getting a VO, a visiting order to prison. You know, it's taken us a long time to get inside the prison and to talk to our boy, and we got a cake, a nice cake with a file in it to help him escape. You know, but he has to be really quiet. He can't tell his cellmates. He can't tell the screws what's going on. He can't be seen to know. But it's just between them and us, him and us. And so we're bringing a nice cake in with the file in. He can escape, start to dig himself out, and make it the most smooth move. You don't want to soil your reputation. I'm sure Frankie's a professional, as we have our special Dutch friend Vincent comes on the show and comments on the show, and he's given us a lot of insight into Frankie's personality. I think he's a real professional. He doesn't want, like he said, doesn't want to put a transfer request in. He just wants his money. As Tom Cruise would say, show me the money. And he's trying to go around it the best way he can. All he wants to do is get ready and play football this season. I think he does want to come to Man United based on we're being so persistent with it. There must be an agreement, a nod, a verbal agreement, a handshake, a phone call. You know, obviously, it's all will be revealed in time because you don't want to be unprofessional. As Ten Hag said the other day, he doesn't really want to talk about players that are not at the club, but behind the scenes, you know, there's things going on, communications going on, where we wouldn't be going this far if we didn't think once we're over the bidding about the price. Once we had to speak to him about personal terms and everything else, it would be probably in our favour that he would probably come to us. And when you look at it, all the factors that have been in play, Barcelona have been a bit disrespectful to this man. A guy is 25 in his prime, and they're buying him Rafinha and other positions, giving Dembele another contract, even though it's reduced, trying to get him to reduce his contract. You know, it's a mess. And Barcelona started this mess about pricing and all that with the Neymar deal. From that deal, everything's just gone to pot. Players' values have gone up. You look at Maguire. You look at all these players that are, 100 million for Grealish. It's gone out. It's gone to pot. It's gone crazy out here. And Barcelona are responsible because they were the catalyst to all this sort of high-rated, high transfer market with what we're seeing today. I think we're getting a good deal because I think the player will be with us in his prime years. So I'm delighted, and I think most of the fan base will be delighted once they see him play and once they see how effective he will be in our system.
And like you just said there as well, Amanda, the reports are De Jong's agent are playing hardball as well with this, because obviously he signed a contract with Barcelona, and Barcelona are almost like refusing to give him that money, thinking, if he leaves and he goes to Manchester United, it's going to be like washed away and there's no sort of coming back from him. But the way it's seeming to me is the agent are saying, well, if you want him to go, you also got to pay that money up front. The player isn't going to lose money because of the way you guys deal with business, because Barcelona are very renowned for doing stuff like that all the time as well. So Frenkie de Jong ain't the first player they've done it to. Neymar isn't the other player that they've done it over the years with Barcelona for some reason or another. Rebel, I don't know if you got any information about this or what your thoughts of this, but why is it it's always Barcelona who always owe players so much wages, and they're never really and truly want to pay that wages back?
Well, for me, it's clearly a business initiative that somebody in the executive decided, look, let's try and get as many superstars in as possible, and we'll worry about crossing the dots and equaling the balance sheet down the line. And that what they've tended to do is go out and look for reductions and salary sacrifices from their players, despite the fact that in the first place, if they negotiated contracts in good faith, they wouldn't find themselves in that position. So for me, that is very much probably a tantamount to the way that they've been doing business. Short-term influx of high-cost players, and then look slamming on the brakes and looking to reduce contracts after the fact. And we have to remember as well that the Spanish FA do have very strict rules in the way that contracts can be reduced. They tried to do it with Lionel Messi last year, and even though Messi, to his credit, was prepared to take any amount of money from them, unfortunately for Barcelona and for Messi at the time, they could not reduce it to that level because it was in contradiction to Spanish FA rules. But let's just touch on what Monday said. All I could think of when he was talking about the file and the prison was an episode of Porridge. And Mr. Mackay sitting there, aka Laporte.
Yeah, going with it as well, because obviously his agent as well. So De Jong's agent, he's got like Tyrell, he's got Van der Beek on his book, he's got Lindelof on his book as well. So he has got quite a lot of Man United players on his book. It seems like it is. But for me, again, guys, before we go to the comments as well, which we will come to the comments, if we can get this over the line, and it's a big if, and we get the player that the manager actually want, this will be the first time in a long time under the Glazers that we actually got, the manager got the actual player he physically want. Because before in the past, you want De Jong, and what will happen is they'll go and get a cheaper version, another player who's cost like 5 or 6 million to save a bit of money. So with that, Monday, I know you don't really get too involved with the Glazers and things like this, but that'll be probably for us this season, two of our best signing. One of them will be De Jong, and the other one will be Ten Hag.
Yeah, well, the best sign for me is the manager. We've seen effects of that already with the training, the attitude of players, you know. And I know it's only a friendly, but the 4-0 was a very effective result for us, you know, and it demonstrates that their players are on board. And already he's changed the mood of the fan base. So I think when you talk about the signings, you have to be persistent with the players that you want for the system. As simple as that. And it has been well said already that Frenkie will be instrumental for our side and the way we want to play our football. So everyone thinks we need a number 6, a defensive midfielder, and enforcer. We've been crying out for that sort of player for a long time now. But now we've got a manager who doesn't really require that. He just requires players who are intelligent enough to know shape. As I keep saying, in the Dutch football, it's about technique first, physicality second. You can learn to do things, and technique, shape, IQ, and total football, learning different positions and learning to play it well. And I think if that's in place, then the team will do well on the whole. So Frenkie de Jong coming in, people might think he will be, he can't tackle or he can't do whatever, but we have possession. He can be in shape. Teams have to play through us. We saw the other day with the way we set up in the low block with Liverpool were attacking us, they couldn't play through us. You know, they tried to force opportunities, but when we were set up correctly, they didn't. We weren't ahead of the play. They couldn't play through us. We were set up. That's the most important thing. The communication, whatever's been drilled into them over the last couple of weeks about the shape, is important. So no matter if you had in the second half, as Pat Lawless was saying the other day, he had Charlie Savage and Iqbal in the midfield, and these guys you don't think could tackle, you don't think they might be CDMs, but because they sit up in a rest defense or you know, sit in front of the play, it's hard to play through that. So I'm not concerned. I think Frenkie de Jong is so important based on what he can offer us going forward and being proactive with this team that we're setting up now. So I'm really encouraged by that.
And before I'm going to go Rebel, I know you might want to say something, but what I'm on there saying before I forget what I was going to say, with the way the Ten Hag system is as well, it seems like, I know it's a friendly, but the way the setup was, it seems like Liverpool was making a lot of mistakes. So where Liverpool were making mistakes, a lot of the goal came from mistakes that we scored. But this is the way now how Ten Hag wants the system to be played. Teams now will make mistakes. Before, like last season, going back to the season before that, we were the ones that were making the mistake. With the coaching and what we've got now going forward, it seems like the other teams now going to make those mistakes rather than us. Rebel?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just looking at some of the comments, one flashed across my eye, I think it was Ola Cunley mentioned about the wages that Frenkie de Jong is on. He's currently on a €64 million contract, 4-year deal. That's translating to roughly €310,000 per week. According to a lot of the mainstream tabloids and newspapers, the reported contract that he's being offered at Manchester United is somewhere between £365,000 and £395,000, depending on which article you read per week at Manchester United, which at the moment, given the fact that we do or do not know that Ronaldo will be part of our squad next season, it would either make him the second highest paid player at the club or the highest paid player at the club.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through, guys. If you're new to the channel, 29 in the chat, give us a like. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe. We're very close to 2K subscribers. Very, very, very close to it, guys. So just make sure you hit that subscribe button. Before we go to the comments, guys, if you have not yet signed up to our Fantasy Football League, the code is 1CZLY1. Just make sure you join us as well. So that is 1CZLY1. And Rebel will be going through the comments. Oh, go on, Amonde.
Yeah, just to cover a few points from the comments here. Liverpool didn't play through us the other day. If you play through someone, you cut them open and get them chances. They didn't get beyond us very rarely. It didn't really happen. Got a yard, got a shot off once or twice. That's about it. We put the pressure on them. As Gerrard said, former Liverpool manager, he said that this is a new Man United. He was really surprised by what he saw. And I think when you press high up the pitch and put Liverpool under pressure, do what they did to us, that's why mistakes were made. That's why they couldn't clear the ball for Fred to score the goal. That's why Martial was pressing high up the pitch and pinched the ball for his goal and drove on to score. That's why we got numbers in the box for Sancho's first goal when we're doing the passing drill, composing their half and switched to play, and Sancho scored his goal. And that's why Ahmad broke into the box and squared it, a nice assist for an easy tap-in for Palestri. Those are cutting teams open, and we're doing exactly what Liverpool do to other teams. They were just surprised that it came from us.
Yeah. Right. Rebel, would you mind going through some of these comments, please?
No worries. I want to actually start with one of the last ones and then work our way back, if you don't mind. Ola Connolly has mentioned that he's cited an article that says that his current contract is £375,000 per week, and that Manchester United will be matching it and would have to pay the €20 million that Barca owes him over the lifetime of that contract. Ole, if you wouldn't mind, would you copy where you've sourced that from in the comments for us to look at after? Because we'd love to talk about that article maybe in the later show this evening. If you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. Thanks very much. So let's work our way back. We have Kalo HD Gamer in the building. He says, thought I'd give my take on the De Jong deal and leave like Ronaldo, but the fact is I can actually leave. He also says, my heart is on the line with this deal. I just hope Manchester United can draw to conclusion by tomorrow. It's tiring. Believe you me, we all know about the effect of the Frenkie de Jong saga. Vincent Bullock is in the house saying, yeah, I just managed to sneak the phone into a person laughing out loud. Hopefully it will get done very soon. So they're all enjoying the Porge S-type reference that OMONDI made earlier. Mark Gemini's in the building saying, does he want to come? If not, let's move on, or else we'll end up with a Di Maria situation. So maybe he's suggesting that Di Maria came at the expense of taking a higher wage and then said, you know what, I don't want to be here. I'm going to take my money and I'm going to run. Colm O'Connor says, rumour is 360 grand per week. We have also Vincent Bullock saying, for the first time, get the player in that the manager wants and on time. Red Devil Studio says, but I agree with getting Frenkie de Jong. So obviously that was part of a conversation that we missed the first part of. Ola Conley, this one is for a Monday. A Monday dining off the pre-season game. Forget that. 1, window open. 2, season hasn't started. 3, CR37 not present. On Monday, we played right through your squad. What game were you watching?
Goodness, brilliant.
I watched a clean sheet. I watched a game of clean sheets.
Mark Gemini does say the 4-0 was flattering. We took our chances. Liverpool didn't take theirs. Erik ten Hag was right when he said, let's not carry it away. And I think the majority of us are cognizant of the fact that it is pre-season and just are hoping that there's some learnings taken from the game and they will understand why Ten Hag is doing particular drills with them more. Mr. Silver's Fox is coming with some breaking news. Mark Zuckerberg has obviously taken Twitter down because we can't get any tweets at the moment. How are we going to deal with this window without Twitter, lads?
It's crazy how we're doing it. But guys, yeah, 35 in the chat at the moment, guys. If you're new to the channel, please just give us a like and subscribe. And
that was the last one, actually, if you don't mind. Matt Bassett, he says, and hello, Matt Bassett. He says we have to give Arnold and Murta credit for pulling off these deals if they get them across the line, because they were first choice targets for Eric.
Yeah, and that's the thing with it. That's what we've got to make sure, providing we get the deals that Ten Hag wanted. Listen, I don't care. Just get them over the line. And was it that one there? Another one for you? And then we're going to move on to the next topics.
Legend, he says, and I think, is Legend new to the channel?
No, Legend's been around for a very long time.
Well, hello, Legend. The first time coming across you. De Jong has been first name on the sheet. He has to be the first name on the sheet, he says.
Yep, so yeah, 100%. So guys, we are going to move on. If you're new to the channel, as I said, 39 in the chat, just give us a like, please. Hit the like button, and also if you new as well, hit the subscribe button as well, guys. On the road to 2K, very when I mean so close, guys, we're so close for that 2K. When I mean there's only a few numbers, 41 in the chat, guys. So we're going to move on now to the Martinez deal. And again, reports that Manchester United are close to signing Martinez. They're planning for the player to undergo a medical. According to reports. Reports are saying it's a 55 million euro, which is 50 million pound with a 5 million euro add-on. Now, there was obviously Manchester United. Can we call this deal a hijack by any chance? Are we allowed to say it's a hijack deal or not? Because I didn't Arsenal go in first. Oh, okay. So we can't call it hijack. So what it is, Manchester United have agreed now. It was between Arsenal and Manchester United, and he has chosen Manchester United over Arsenal. So this deal is imminent because what they want to do, they want to undergo the medical, and hopefully he can then meet up with the squad while abroad. So Rebel, I'm going to come to you first. Another player that Ten Hag wanted at the club, and he's getting it again. So with him coming in, we are going to be probably talking a bit more later on the show regarding where we're going to see him fit in. Is it going to be a rotation of defense, or what position can he actually go and see? Because obviously we know he can play as in midfield as well. We know he can play in defense as well. Obviously you got the rumor came out today that Ten Hag has stated that Harry Maguire is the captain of Manchester United, so he will be playing as well. So, Rebel?
Well, I'm going to take a comment from our Dutch correspondent yesterday. He came into the channel and he said that Martinez's primary position for Ajax was the left-sided centre-back role. So, obviously, that is going to come in to direct conflict with where one Mr. Harry Maguire plays. So, they will be fighting for that position. And what does that mean for Harry in the long run? We'll have to wait and see. So maybe Harry Maguire might be captain, but could he be captain from the bench? Who knows? The deal that's believed to be agreed is £46 million sterling. And I think that includes some upfront with a portion then based on performance-based achievements. So for Manchester United, we're getting those defensive reinforcements that Ten Hag has seeked to get. We do believe to have some departures in the horizon. We spoke yesterday about Bai possibly replacing Koulibaly at Napoli. We're speaking about how Phil Jones may move on as well. I know, Solo, you'd be very sad to see the goal leave, but unfortunately it may be the case. And then, of course, Alex Tuanzebe has been linked with Bournemouth by all accounts, so there's quite a bit of change in the defensive structure and who'll be available. But I think this is obviously a good deal for us. There has been video circulating about how well Martinez dealt with two of the most potent strikers, at least on paper, in the Premier League. We haven't seen how they're going to play there yet, and that is Haaland and Nunez. But it remains to be seen whether or not those two players have developed beyond the level for when he faced them.
On Monday, I know Rebel had to throw that one in about Harry Maguire, whether or not he's going to be on the bench or not. There's so many games Manchester United will be playing. We're playing the Europa League, we've got the FA Cup, we've got the League Cup, we've got the Premier League we'll be playing in. Is it a case of you can see a squad rotation with sort of between Harry Maguire and Martinez, or you believe Harry Maguire will start week in, week out?
We all know that Harry Maguire has been playing on the left. In England, he plays on the left of a three-man centre-back team. He's been playing on the left of the two-man centre-back thing for Man United because we don't have a left footer and because he can drive that way. He seems to be comfortable doing that job. It doesn't mean that he can't. That's his position. He's a right-footed guy. He could probably play on the right and adapt. Not even adapt. That he can play on the right. Quite simply, I don't think it's an argument. You have to consider what you say is your best starting lineup. Who knows? People say Varane. I think Varane, Maguire, and maybe Martinez need some time to settle in. He will know that he can't just walk into a team like Manchester United, despite costing $50 million or whatever. I think he has to earn his place, and if he does earn his place, he can keep his place based on ability and what he can offer the team. I just think it's another piece of the puzzle. I'm really happy coming on the show like this, talking about two players that could that we want to complete, which will help us speed up the process of playing the style of football that the manager wants us to. And I think in defence and in midfield, there's two positions there, or two areas, two units, which will be really beneficial to the team, you know, with these two players coming in. So I'm delighted. We've got a left-footed centre-back, something we were talking about with Pau Torres for a long time. And I think he's got to be the better option, in my opinion, you know. Whether it was hijacked or not, I just think sometimes we initially we were after Timber, it seemed, according to the press. That didn't work out. So now Martinez has come on the radar. Arsenal have actually been interested in him. I think sometimes it's better when the other team going first, so you can assess, oh, would they accept 40 million? Okay, we're jumping with 45 million. If we went in first, it could have gone up to something like 60, 70. Who knows? I can only speculate what would have happened. But I'm really happy about the deal. It's not about getting one over on Arsenal. Arsenal are a great team, as proven. They've got good management, good transfer, good eye for a transfer, as proven by going in for Martinez. And be interesting to see how he settles into the league. And like you said about squad rotation, I think with four centre-backs, with Varane, Lindelof, Maguire, and now Martinez, we're well covered in that area.
Right. Before Rebel, I'm going to get you to go back. So before we go, we just need to say welcome to... Would you mind reading those out?
It's Sirindihi, I think is his name. He's saying Martinez done deal, here we go. And I think Adish was asking, is it confirmed, because Twitter's off. What we do know is that Martinez is not at training today, and that they're planning to get a medical scheduled for him. So it is obviously all subject to medical at present.
Right, I've been asked about this one, Rebel.
So on Monday, this one is directed to you from iTouch TV. He says,
big up.
One Touch TV.
One Touch
Olukunle, the Nigerian Englishman.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend.
Sorry, Olakunde, if I got that wrong, yeah? Apologies.
So there's actually, I need to just briefly skip from that one. Pat Lawless has come in with a big super chat, €20. 2K subscribers. Get your fizzy drinks on me, guys. But to go back to Mr. Nigerian Englishman, where's that comment at?
Let me get it for you.
Yes, here we are. He says, on Monday, I know you're excited about De Jong, but are you nervous about the chance of not playing with a DM in your midfield this season because you haven't been linked with any?
Can I respond to that?
You can, but before you respond, guys, there's 47 watching and we only got 28 likes. Can you please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button? I know Pat said we haven't actually hit it as yet. We're close to it. We haven't hit it as yet, but YouTube's telling us we have.
Okay, my response, I want to say big up to the Armory TV, big up to One Touch TV as well, all the way from Lagos, Nigerian Englishman. We love you, man. Enough respect you. Love what you're doing. I watched the show yesterday. Top class. So he said, am I nervous about De Jong? do we need a number 6 or a defensive midfielder? I say no, we don't. I did explain it earlier in the show. What you need to do, if you want to know about all things about Man United, come and see us. Don't speak to Christopher King, because I've been bumping heads with him. I've been bumping heads with him over the last week about this subject. He seems to think he knows what we need and what we require and what a number 6 is to do. It's all about roles. Frenkie de Jong can play deeper because he can pick up the ball and be press resistant for us. We've had issues about distribution, playing the ball out from defence. So if you get a guy in that's just good at tackling and just an enforcer, it's not going to improve that side of the game for us. We're getting a guy in who's going to play in the system, come deep, pick up the ball from the defence and help us build as a team. And then when teams try to press us high, it will be like pop, pop, pop. You get lost in the Bermuda Triangle, or you're going to get dribbled around by Frenkie de Jong, and we were going to push up and create more chances, have more control of games. And it's going to get to the point where people say, I'm not pressing them that high, because they're just going to play it around us because of players of that sort of quality and that sort of ilk. So I think it's about the role that you play. So you can play deeper I say call the number 6, because I imagine he will be coming deeper to pick up the ball, and that's the 6. 6 is a lower number than the 8. So I think he's so effective at doing that. And I think people are playing FIFA so much these days and getting typecast and pigeonholed as what their role should be. I like complete midfielders, complete players, and he's able to do it all. As there's a press conference today with the manager, he was asked about Donny van der Beek. Can Donny play in the pivot in a 2? And because obviously the reporter's done his research and realised Donny was doing that in his Ajax days. And the answer was total football again. These players can do it all. They're effective in all positions from 10, 8 or 6, referring to Donny. And the same applies for Frenkie de Jong. At Barcelona, he had Busquets there. He was playing as an 8, mixing up, rotating with Pedri and Gavi. And now he's going to come to us and revert back to his other role, which could be play a lot deeper and help us as a team build. So I'm not nervous. I don't think we need those sort of players in there. As I gave the example, against Liverpool, in the second half, we had Iqbal and Savage in the midfield, and because of their shape and the way they set up, they were inviting Liverpool to play through them, and they couldn't. It's not about having tacklers and crunching and getting last-ditch challenge or anything else. It's about having that shape and saying play through us. And when you're a professional footballer, you can run, you can do a bit of everything. It's very difficult for opposition teams, especially teams as potent as Liverpool, to do that, as evidenced the other day.
Thank you. So this one, Rebel?
Yeah, Surindi is back with us again. You say, you might just tell us how you pronounce your name, because I don't want to be butchering it. Guys, this young issue is actually an eye-opener for everyone, for players, teams, agents, owners, managers, as well as fans. I mean, everyone. So, Solo, you haven't had a chance to comment on much. How much of an eye-opener do you think this whole debacle has been?
For me, it's been a saga over the last couple of weeks. For me, looking at Manchester United, and I'm going to repeat, looking at Manchester United, if we're one of the biggest club out there, we can go out and we should be able to get players. But obviously, not all football clubs got the God-forgiven right to go out and be able to just get who you want to get. I was reading something earlier, and the quote was something like, if you went out and you got a player and it was very easy to get a player, it says something about the player. Yeah, it should be very hard, very difficult for you to go out and get the best player. It shouldn't be as easy as clicking your finger and that player turn up. De Jong coming to Manchester United, huge. It's a massive statement of intent that we can still pull players at Manchester United. As much as people will say we're finished, we're a dead club or whatever, it showed the power of Manchester United. We can still pull it. With us on the Man United agenda, we always will say it. We'll back the manager. That meaning we're backing every single player. The manager make that decision, either keeping or selling or bringing into the club. And we've got to get behind it and make sure when the season kicks off, we back the manager. Because from that one pre-season game already, you can see changes. There's so many changes you can see in the Man United squad. So for me, I'm with this all the way. With the De Jong deal coming in, I'm looking forward to the Martinez as well. Tyrell, he looked really sharp as well when he came on in that pre-season. And it's having 2 players per position who's going to fight. And I know I always see a bump heads with OMONDI about Harry Maguire, but for me, yes, he's going to be the captain. You got to back him. Also, he's going to have competition to fight for that place as well now.
Absolutely. And just kind of on the coattails of that comment, Ole Connolly has come in with a very insightful view. He says, I'm disgusted that Barcelona are allowed to buy players when they owe millions in wages to existing wages. Where is financial fair play? So that is very much a very poignant question, because we have seen over the last two summer transfer windows, Barcelona having to wait to register purchase players because they hadn't balanced the books enough to be allowed to put them on their register of players in Spain.
100% agree. So, can we just go back through one or two comments, and then we're going to move on to the final topic, Rebel?
Absolutely. Let's just go back here a small bit. We have some marked. Ole Connolly again says, Manchester United hijacked the Martinez deal. So, to Arsenal, but they were only a 2-horse race, and didn't Arsenal finish below us? So he's probably questioning how significant the purchase is.
I think it's massive. I've spoken to Arsenal fans, and they reckon that they actually feel sorry for us. They say we can have him. But then when I listen to other people who actually season ticket holders who goes to Arsenal, they're upset about the situation, about us getting Martinez.
Mark Gemini is echoing the sentiment of that needing to get players off the books, aka Jones and Turanzebe.
Oh, leave Jones alone, man.
I think the way this is going, we hadn't get Maguire's name out of your mouth by a Monday. It'll be get Jones's name out of your mouth with all up from now on.
Yeah, exactly.
We have.
I've got a funny comment for you, though, Rebel.
Fire away. You can call me. Sorry, not an issue, guys. Cheers and thank you.
Sure.
Brilliant.
And
okay,
here we go. One last comment from Ole Connolly. Seriously, if you can't walk into team when that team ended with 12 defeats, 58 points, and spending 50 million on him was a waste. Maguire, if it will play, Martinez hasn't been brought in to replace him. An interesting viewpoint there from Ole.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you. We're going to move on now. Another deal should be wrapped up within the next sort of, well, I reckon by Monday. I don't think it's going to happen this weekend. I think it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday. Is Christian Eriksen. So the reports are the Danish international Christian Eriksen will be joining the squad in Australia after his medical. He'll be given 150k a week. That is including bonus, but that is also a 20,000 more than what he was on at Brentford. So the reason why the Eriksen deal as well, the report is saying Eriksen is taking a lot longer, is because of the diligence they have to go through with his medical. Now, for us going in, that's almost like that's nearly free signing if everything happens. That's free sign. That's full signing of this transfer window that Manchester United will have. When was the last time, guys, we had 4 signings in the transfer window, Rebel? And quality players as well within that transfer window.
Just before I get to your question, I have some breaking news. Twitter is back, ladies and gentlemen, so there's no need to panic.
Oh, is that why I couldn't put my tweet up? Oh, damn.
But the last time we did 4 signings of any significance, I'm thinking back, and it was probably the year that we brought in Maguire, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't we bring in about 2 or 3 more in with him that season? But again, I don't think anything will have reached the high-profile nature of 50 million on Martinez, the 70-odd million on De Jong, and well, obviously we only spent about 15 million on Massilia, but let's not rule out that there could be another quite significant transfer for the likes of an Anthony or somebody in the more forward ranks. So it would be quite a significant expenditure and a backing of faith from United board to Erik ten Hag if we were to achieve all these transfers. And with the Eriksen deal, I do agree completely with what you said, Solo. There is due diligence to be done, and I'd imagine the insurance people would want a lot of work done around the Eriksen and ensuring his safety and that he's up to snuff in terms of his physical health. And the underwriters of the insurance would want to make sure that they are covered in the event that anything would happen. Let's hope that all will be well with the player and that he comes through those medicals in flying colours. And if that is the case, according to reports, we should be seeing an announcement of him in the next 24 to 48 hours, which would be fantastic.
And this is another player. I'm going to come to you now, Monday, with a player, Eriksen stature. I know you're going to be well excited for him coming to Manchester United. How do you think, sort of, what role do you reckon he'll be playing at Manchester United this season? Because I'm excited, especially for the Eriksen. I know a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, but he only done half a job at, say, for instance, he didn't really play full 90 minutes when he was at Brentford and things like that. But this is a player who can come in, sort of slow the game down a bit, play at sort of his pace. Reminds me, not the Paul Scholes, but you know how Paul Scholes used to be, like when he used to play for Man United on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I am excited. I'm very excited for a couple of reasons. You talk about the stamina that we've got. Remember, it's a sprint, not a marathon in this transfer race. And we're showing that we've got the stamina for it because we're now starting to produce the goods in the final hurdle, in the final straight, you know. I think when you look at it, we went to Bangkok and had a happy ending. And now we're excited. And now we're excited because we've got an Eriksen. So that's what I'm pleased about, you know. So I think Eriksen is a key player. I think because he's free and because he's known to as an Ajax player as well, he will be incorporated into the side. He will know exactly what he needs to do. He will enjoy playing for Man United Football Club under this reign because of the freedom, the IQ of the team, the improvement that we will make. It will make him look like $1 million, I believe. That's my opinion on it, as well as Frenkie de Jong as well. These players in the club are going to be beautiful footballers. In my opinion, again, I'm loving the fact that Eriksen, Frenkie de Jong, all these players will be playing for us. We're going to see a new brand of football, and these players are the ideal sort of players to enhance us in that way. So I'm happy the deal's going to get done. I think we should do one deal at a time, just so we can savor it and give fan channels like ourselves, you know, time to sort of really go into detail. And then give it a week before Eriksen. Eriksen could be completed by now. They're probably saying, let's get Martinez out. Let's start that trend in for a week. And so we can focus on this guy and then get another guy in. Because you asked about when was the last time we had 4 players in. You used to have these sort of pictures with 4 players all at once, you know, being signed all together. I like the idea of really savouring it. We've had the left back come in. We saved that moment. Heard his interview, seeing his teeth, smiling, he was seen delighted. Let's get Martinez in. Let's sit him down. Let's have a press conference. Enjoy that, save that moment. Let's get Eriksen in next week. Enjoy that moment. And then maybe the week after, let's get the main man, Frenkie de Jong, in and do it like that. So all fans can just, it's like a saga, it's like a drama, isn't it? All of this, it's really exciting. Ups and downs, the criticism. But I think overall it's looking quite positive. And like I said, we have got the stamina and we're back after a happy ending and we're going to have an Eriksen. So.
Brilliant. Thank you. So, Rebel, we're just going to go through a couple of the comments. There's 52 in the chat, guys. And I honestly don't think we've even got 30 likes. So make sure you hit that like button. And remember, guys, hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you. So, Rebel, we're just going to go through these last few comments here. So we've got this one here for you.
Colin McConnell saying, Harry Maguire is our captain. He's going to sit the haters down this season. Heard it here first. If medicals are not completed by Friday, then he won't be going out to join the lads on tour. So Colin is saying that any player that's not signed, sealed and delivered by Friday, we won't see him in our pre-season.
You won't know.
Pat Lawless is saying, lads, don't be afraid to stick your comments in the chat. There's 50 of you here, so give us your views for discussion. And he's absolutely 100% right on that. United is in the building saying Ten Hag has been here with the boys for around 2 weeks. I got a feeling that his answer about Maguire captain is based on that and not written in stone. He needs to learn on his players first.
Yep, I agree with that one as well. But we'll back Maguire.
And let me just, there was one here from Ola Connolly. He said, but how many players have left though? Secondly, you state that they are quality signings, but do they help United close the gap on the teams who finished above them, who have already improved their squads? Well, Ole Conley, as you are more than well aware, you can only focus on your own house. You cannot influence the teams above you and what transactions that they do conduct. But in the long-term project, what you would hope with Erik ten Hag, that he's building a team that will be capable in the next couple of years of eating into those leads on the teams above us. Sari says, do you people think we will look for a right winger / striker? I'm not confident about CR7 staying with us. There is rumour around that Ousmane Dembele, the Dembele from Lyon, could be looked at. And Ole Conley putting a little bit of disrespect on Old Trafford, saying he's looking forward to facing us there, praying that we get all the signings so none of us have excuses.
Before you read this one out, though, it's not excuses, but you got to remember it took Liverpool 30 odd years to get where they are now. So just remember that you went down, you came back up, you rise. We can do the same, but we'll do it in our own time. Like Rome weren't built in a day, so give us the opportunity. Give Ten Hag 3 seasons or 2 seasons, then come back and see where we are in 2 seasons time. Because remember when Klopp came in his first season, finished 8th or something like that. So you know, give the man a chance. This one as well.
Anwar is looking to start a debate with OMONDI in the comments after the show. Harry Maguire, he says, should be dropped out of the squad. Poor decision by Erik ten Hag to retain him. Now, on Monday, I need you to breathe in and wait till after the show and debate it with him in the comments. And United says Maguire does not deserve this hate, honestly.
Yep, it's true. Very true. Right, guys. Thank you all for watching, liking, and sharing and subscribing to the Man United Agenda. I have been Solo, OMONDI, and Rebel in the building, guys. And we will be back tonight at 8:30 p.m. as well. So make sure you tune in, tell all your friends, your family, and we will be back. And from us, have a beautiful, I would say it's sunny, but it's very windy outside. Bye, guys. Thank you.